public interest litigation, and that PIL petition has been filed in the Madras High Court to declare a speech delivered by Forest Minister of the state, K. Ponmudy, against Shaivites, Vaishnavites and women in general. Now, this PIL argues that the remarks are against his oath of office and consequently disqualify him from holding any constitutional post. The Madras High Court has ordered the Tamil Nadu DGP to respond whether any case has been registered against the DMK minister, K. Ponmudy, over his alleged hate speech. Advocate B. Jagannath of Chennai has filed the PIL petition on ground that the minister's alleged derogatory speech was against the constitutional provisions which require every minister to swear that they shall do right to all manner of people without fear or favor, affection or ill will. The controversy erupted after K. Ponmudy, the Forest Minister of the state, while speaking at an event organized by the Thantai Periyar Dravidar Kadagam, recounted a vulgar anecdote that linked sacred Hindu religious symbols to sexual positions. The minister referenced a crude joke historically shared in those circles, which equated the forehead markings of Shaivites and Vaishnavites to different sexual acts. Now, the remarks, which quickly went viral, drew widespread condemnation from various political and religious groups. What's more is that by 4:30 this very evening, K. Ponmudy has to reply as well. The DGP, he also has to file his reply with the Madras High Court. My colleague Sudha Sadanand joins us on the broadcast live from the newsroom here. Sudha, I think the biggest question is, because K. Ponmudy, the Forest Minister, he's already been rapped on the knuckles once by Chief Minister Stalin. He had to relinquish his party position. But now, whether he's going to remain a minister or not, what kind of implications will this new court ruling now mean for K. Ponmudy and the DMK? Over to you.
Ponmudy is a repeat offender, Kabir. This is not the first time. He made some very disparaging remarks about North Indians earlier, calling them Pani Puri Walas. Also, he was reinstated into the cabinet because there were already corruption charges against him. If you ask me, does it take a court ruling for the DMK government led by Muka Stalin to show Ponmudy the door? He's the forest minister. He should have been shown the door there and then. And let me also add that when this extremely disparaging, objectionable statement was made, it was Kanimuri who had tweeted and said that this has no place, these kind of comments has no place in the Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam party as well as the government. Now, if you want to ask me what the order of offences, I would say A, against women, right on top against women. And if we have the footage, you can see he's sneering, he's smiling, he's asking for permission from those who are sharing the dais, whether he can actually tell a joke. So he thinks it's a joke. Then, of course, the two Hindu subsects of a particular caste in Hinduism, particularly in Tamil Nadu, he makes disparaging remarks about their, symbols, or rather the marks. The more appropriate word is caste marks that they wear on their person. He did that. So on several grounds, he's somebody who doesn't need a court ruling, Kabir. He should have been asked to go the day it happened. So I wish, once again, the judiciary, which saves us from a lot of opprobrium, can step in and say that, Ponmudy, your reply is not sufficient, or rather to berate him and upbraid him so that people know, and the DMK, that they cannot run away with this time and time again, Kabir.
And look at the timing of all of this as well, Sudha. Happening around the same time when the BJP and the AIA DMK have solidified their ties ahead of the assembly elections over there. But you're right, this is not the first time that K. Ponmudy has, uttered, something that has drawn widespread criticism. At the same time, it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen at 4:30 when the Tamil Nadu DGP has been asked to file his reply on cop action that has been taken on those, complaints as well. Many thanks, Sudha, for helping us out understand and put this story into perspective as well. All right then, moving our focus. Robert Vadra in the national capital, he appeared before the Enforcement Directorate, the central agency, for recording his statement on the third consecutive day in connection with the 2008 Haryana land deal case, linked to a money laundering case now. The case pertains to a land purchased back in February 2008 for rupees 7.5 crore by Vadra's Skylight Hospitality in Shikhopur in Haryana's Gurugram district. Now, the mutation process, which usually takes months, was done the very next day. Months later, he received a permit to develop a housing society on that very land. And the value of the plot increased multifold. He sold it to DLF in June that same year for rupees 58 crores. Now, suspecting the proceeds to be part of a money laundering scheme, the Enforcement Directorate has been probing the trail behind the windfall gains. The deals were made when Congress was at the helm in the state and Bhupinder Singh Hooda was the chief minister.
अभी भी जो बुलाया गया है उसी सब्जेक्ट पे मैं वही दोहरा रहा हूं जवाब। कोई नए सवाल है नहीं, तो कोई नई बात है नहीं और हर चीज क्लियर है, स्पष्ट है, सारे जवाब दिए जा रहे हैं, बिल्कुल साफ है। अगर कल पब्लिक हॉलिडे नहीं होता, तो मेरा जो कल जन्मदिन है वो भी ईडी के दफ्तर में ही मैं सेलिब्रेट कर रहा होता। तो भगवान का शुक्र है, गुड फ्राइडे है, तो मैं अपने परिवार के साथ अपना जन्मदिन बिताऊंगा, नहीं तो लगातार बुलाते ही रहेंगे। बुलाने की जरूरत नहीं है, इतने सवाल है नहीं, कोई सवाल, ये सारे रिपीटेड सवाल है।
ये नकली गांधी परिवार जो है, ये खानदानी भ्रष्ट और खानदानी चोर हैं। ये मैं इसलिए कहता हूं कि जीजा जी जमीन घोटाले में भूमाफिया बन के किसानों की जमीन हड़पते हैं। नेता प्रतिपक्ष खुद राहुल गांधी का नाम नेशनल हेराल्ड घोटाले में आ रहा है। मम्मी सोनिया गांधी जी वीवीआईपी चौपर घोटाले और नेशनल हेराल्ड में उनका नाम आ रहा है। पिताजी राजीव गांधी जी बोफोर्स में उनका नाम आया है। क्या इस परिवार ने ये कसम खाई हुई है कि हम जहां जाएंगे भारत के नागरिकों को और किसानों को लूटेंगे, उनकी जमीन हड़पेंगे?
Will the BJP taking on the Congress party, be it the National Herald case or Robert Vadra's land scam? They're going all guns blazing. But shifting our focus here to the state of West Bengal, where the state governor, C.V. Ananda Bose, he visited the Murshidabad district, and this is days after the clashes erupted between the two groups. Now, C.V. Ananda Bose also visited the victims of violence. He's set to evaluate the situation on ground and conduct meetings with the district officials and the law enforcement personnel. The visuals you see are of the Hindu families that had to migrate to Malda, given the violent and unruly protests that prevailed in Murshidabad after the 8th of April till about the 12th of April. Several violent incidents from Murshidabad to Birbhum to Malda to north and south 24 Paraganas. Some of those visuals are on your screens as well. But the violent clashes last week resulted in 3 fatalities, numerous injuries and the destruction of properties through arson, vandalism, leading to substantial deployment of central police forces. We're talking about the Rapid Action Force and the central forces in the region. The victims, who have now met the governor, demanded a steady BSF camp at Dhulian, Murshidabad, besides Faraka. They also demanded homes that have been damaged and the government job for the family of the victims.
I'm going to the field to see for myself the realities in the field. Only then I'll be able to make up my mind on the future course of action and give reports to whoever is concerned to implement things. I will certainly have an objective view about the matter, and now that the central forces are also there, situation has been brought under control. Now what we should do is to do the mopping up operation and also take further steps to prevent such instances in future. My field visit is basically meant to understand what has happened in the field and also to make up my mind based on realities of the situation. I will certainly visit Murshidabad, but which are the locations I have to decide for myself after some more study.
Meanwhile, the state's Chief Minister, Mamata Banerjee, has asked Governor to postpone his visit and go when things actually settle down. She said that the Home Minister is applying everything to take the power away from the state. Well, a major day for the Supreme Court. A lot of members of the lawyer fraternity coming out of the courtrooms over there. Those were some of the stark visuals of the day today, because it was the second day of the hearing on Waqf Act. There was a bunch of petitions challenging the constitutional validity of the Waqf Amendment Act. Now take a look at this. The Supreme Court today, whilst it resumed its hearing on petitions filed against the Waqf law, during the hearing, the Apex Court refused to grant an interim stay on the Waqf Amendment Act 2025, but the centre has assured the court that there will be no alteration in the character of any of the Waqf property, including those registered or declared under the practice of Waqf by user, till the next hearing, which is expected to take place on the 5th of May. The CGI said if registration of any Waqf property had taken place under the erstwhile 1995 Act, then those properties cannot be denotified till the next hearing. The court also said that all Waqf properties, regardless of how they were classified, must be preserved in their current state until the next hearing slated for the 5th of May. Now, it also directed that no new appointments, which was something that the Solicitor General Tushar Mehta also assured the top court of, was that no new appointments will be made to any Waqf boards or state Waqf councils during this particular period. No appointment of non-Muslims is going to happen. No non-Muslim is going to be inducted in the state and the National Central Waqf Council and Boards. Now, the centre has been given 7 days to file its preliminary response along with relevant documents, because that's how the Solicitor General began the arguments on the second day of the hearing. He said, I need some time to bring about the right kind of documents. Entire villages have been taken away as Waqf land. The centre has assured that these key provisions of the Waqf Amendment Act 2025, including the inclusion of non-Muslims in the central Waqf councils and the state Waqf boards, and provisions on denotifying properties declared as Waqf by user, will not be acted upon for the time being. Let's listen in to what some of the major stakeholders, members of the lawyer fraternity. We've got a reaction coming from Abhishek Manu Singhvi, fighting for the petitioners' side as well. Listen in to what they have to say.
This is intended in any manner to prejudge the issue, which has been heard at length yesterday and today, and will also be heard for further interim relief, etc. on 5th. But I will try to the best of my ability scrupulously to separate the political and the legal. But focusing more on the political, I wanted to say, and part of this we have said in Parliament, I had occasion to speak in Parliament. My able colleague spoke very well and very strongly in Parliament. So I wanted to say, friends, that this is not reform. It is retaliation in the guise of reform. It is retaliation meticulously scripted, strategically timed, and constitutionally questionable. The Waqf Amendment Act is not an exercise in efficiency as it pretends to be. It is an exercise in erasure. Behind the bland language of governance lies the bold ambition of control. Religious autonomy is being reduced to state-administered protocol, and community rights are being redrawn with bureaucratic pens. Let us be clear, this is not about improving institutions, this is about infiltrating them, controlling them, and closing them.
See, I don't want to predict what Supreme Court is going to pass an order about, but I would say that unless this entire 2025 Act is stayed in toto, no relief is going to be no relief is going to be enough to stop the mischief for which this Act has been brought. That is my understanding as a student of Waqf law. I am against that Act. it is an act which is been enacted solely to usurp all the Waqf lands by hook or crook. There is no other motive of this new act. That is what my opinion is.
Sir, are you also representing any client in the Waqf petition?
Not yet, because I think the time is not ripe. I think one has to prepare before coming to courts. I think people have not prepared enough. They have rushed to the courts, and let's see what happens. But we are preparing our strategy. We are preparing a mass scale peaceful protest. We are collecting evidence. Then we will come up with substantial petitions in a manner which will lead to success rather than failing again and again.
The Supreme Court has said that the Central Waqf Council and the State Waqf Boards will not be constituted. Waqf by user cannot be deleted. Now, there are other provisions also which we as a party have come to the Honorable Supreme Court that calling it unconstitutional. Now, whenever it will be heard, our counsel, Mr. Nizam Pasha, on behalf of me, will be arguing it. As you know very well, that during the deliberations of the Joint Working Committee, I have given a dissent report opposing all the amendments that were proposed by the government. And during the debate in the Parliament on the consideration or passing of that bill, I have opposed each and every amendment. I have called it unconstitutional. I still call this law as unconstitutional, as violating the fundamental rights of Article 14, 15, 25, 26 and 29. So our legal battle will continue to ensure that this act, against this act.
The ongoing buzz about BJP's organizational elections. BJP President and Union Minister JP Nadda, he met with Prime Minister Narendra Modi earlier in the day today. The meeting lasted about an hour. And on the other hand, you've got senior RSS official Dattatreya Hosable, who arrived in the national capital this morning, along with RSS's leader Arun Kumar, who unexpectedly cut short his tour and arrived today as well. Arun Kumar, who handles the coordination between the BJP and the RSS, is expected to play a key role as discussions are heating up regarding the election of the BJP national president. Sources suggest that a crucial meeting between the RSS and the BJP leadership is expected in the next 1 or 2 days regarding the election process. The name of the state chiefs and then the national president is going to be announced. An organizational revamp and rejig of the BJP on the cards. Well, for all those that are now in the trend of popping those pills, well, here's a little news piece for you. Paracetamol, that common medicine found in most of our first aid kits. It has become the go-to solution for a variety of ailments, from fever to body aches, headaches, sinus issues, and even vaccine-related discomfort. It's like a daily shield for many, but its overuse can be dangerous. A tweet by US-based gastroenterologist Dr. Palaniyappan Manikkam, or Dr. Pal, has sparked a viral discussion saying Indians take Dolo 650 like it's Cadbury gems. Dolo 650 is a brand name for paracetamol, and it highlights a critical issue. Many of us take it without considering the risks. Now, Dr. Rakesh Gupta, senior consultant in internal medicine, explains that people often self-medicate with paracetamol, taking it without consulting a doctor, as it's easily available over the counter. But overuse can be harmful to vital organs, especially the liver and the kidneys. So, how much paracetamol is safe to take? When taken as prescribed by your doctor, it's generally safe. Paracetamol comes in various forms: tablets of 500 milligrams, 650 milligrams, and even injectables. The maximum daily dosage is 4,000 milligrams or 4 grams, which equals up to 8 500 milligram tablets. However, you should space them out with at least 4 hours in between those doses. Dr. Gupta also warns that combining paracetamol with other medicines that contain the same drug increases the risk of an overdose, which could lead to serious damage to the liver and the kidneys. An overdose can lead to acute liver failure, as the liver struggles to process the excess paracetamol, causing toxic byproducts that damage liver cells. In rare cases, kidney damage and bleeding can also occur. So if you're one of those that relies heavily on Dolo 650 or any kind of paracetamol, these, of course, red flags need to be taken and kept into mind. And take a look at this. Wild elephants spotted in South Bengaluru. A herd of wild elephants was spotted on the road in South Bengaluru yesterday, sending passengers into panic. The elephants appeared while a BMTC bus was travelling from KR Market towards Gulahati cover, and passengers were shocked to see 5 to 6 elephants near the Gulahati village, close to Kagalipura on the Kanakapura road. The incident took place at about 8 a.m. in the morning yesterday, and locals along with the bus passengers were terrified. Following complaints, the forest department was rushed in. The officials swiftly arrived and relocated the elephants to a nearby national park. Some of those visuals on your screens. Human-animal conflict. Several of those cases that have cropped up in the neighbouring state of Kerala, many turning tragic and fatal as well. 5 to 6 wild elephants along a usual everyday bus route, sending the passengers and the local villagers into panic. Moving on, Andhra Pradesh's ruling TDP and the state's former Chief Minister Y.S. Jagannath Reddy are at a war of words over the alleged death of cows in the TTD Gaushala. The issue has taken a political turn, with the TDP saying that it will expose blatant lies being spread by the YSRCP on the TTD Gaushala, whilst inviting YSRCP to come for an open debate. Former chairman of the Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam's Bhumana Karunakar Reddy had alleged that 100 cows had died at the TTD Gaushala. TDP and its allies are taking out a peace march today till TTD's Gaushala, and in anticipation, the state government has put all YSRCP leaders under house arrest since midnight yesterday. The present TTD chairman, B.R. Naidu, has however dismissed any such allegations, calling them baseless and politically motivated. TTD chairman clarified that reported cow deaths were due to old age, not due to the government's neglect or the TTD board's neglect. Andhra Pradesh Minister Nara Lokesh also tweeted earlier and hit out at the previous government. He wrote, and I quote, "I strongly condemn the baseless and malicious propaganda being spread on social media about cow deaths in TTD Gaushalas. There is no truth to these claims. The TTD has clarified the facts. Devotees are urged not to believe this false narrative which YSRCP has pushed to mislead and provoke. Spreading lies about sacred institutions for political gain is shameful and unacceptable." Well, only yesterday, News9 had told you about Malayalam actress Vincy talking about co-stars using drugs on set. Now, Malayalam actor Shine Tom Chacko, who has been accused of using drugs in cinema sets, is in trouble again after a video grab of him running from his hotel room whilst the DANSAF, the DANSAF team, comes for its raid searches. In the visual, Shine Chacko is seen running from the hotel room when the DANSAF police wing was probing the drug cases, and the DANSAF team reached a hotel in North Kochi yesterday night after receiving information of drug usage in the hotel. Actress Vincy Aloshious had shared a video on Instagram revealing disturbing experiences from a film set involving drug use and inappropriate behavior. She has now filed a formal complaint with the film organization AMA, naming actor Shine Tom Chacko. The Excise Department is expected to seek explanation from Vincy regarding her allegations, especially since Shine Tom Chacko's name had earlier surfaced in a drug case in Alapura as well. Although Shine had denied those allegations, the new complaint has once again brought him under the spotlight.